suppose if you're going to protest on a beach. Not ideal with a protest on. So, Karen, what is the first question?
One of the first ones. How have you coped with leaving your family and friends? This is what I struggle with. We'd love to do what you do someday. Good on you, best wishes from Scotland. Thank you, Lorna, for your question. Wow, family and friends. I would say that is one of the hardest things.
Yeah.
And it is going to be for anybody who moves anywhere in the world. You don't have to leave the country. You could move to a different town. You know, it can be difficult. And it is, but it's one of these things that it's the sacrifice you make. You've got to balance it out. And for us, our family comes here on holiday 2-3 times a year. You know, throughout the year, we've got people coming and going. So we do see them. Nowadays as well, you've got video chat, you've got WhatsApp, you're texting, you're doing video chats, phone calls, whatever. So it's easy to keep in touch. You've got your social media. I use my Facebook a lot, which is it's private, just for my family and friends back home. I use that. So yeah, it's hard.
I think it's probably harder for me because I do have a lot of brothers and sisters.
I do have a small family.
Yeah, and I think it is harder for me because I was close to my brothers, and I mean I would see my brothers most weeks. But you do kind of just get on with it. It's your decision to leave, so you get on with it.
Yeah, so I mean, there's going to be times where things are hard, and you wish they were close to you, and you wish you were there, or you wish that they could be here. That's life, and you make it work. I think the benefits definitely outweigh that at this point. I love it. I wouldn't change it, to be honest. So next question, did you buy your property? Well, this is 2 questions. Did you buy a property that you're in now? And is it expensive to live in Spain or cheap? And that is from Tony in South Africa, in Cape Town.
So Tony, we didn't buy the property that we're living in at the moment because we wanted to try, we've spoken about this before in other videos, haven't we, Karen?
Yes, we have.
We wanted to try living in as many different areas as we can before we finally buy somewhere. Now people will say, but prices have went up 30%. I don't really think that the price of a property is really that important. I mean,
well,
prices
to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to say, but
when you're trying to find somewhere to live for the next 20, 30 years, I think the price becomes irrelevant. There's a lot more that comes into it. For us anyway, that's just our own personal view.
I know. What we're saying is we would take the hit on the price increases over the next few years, rather than buy somewhere just for the sake of getting it at that price. It's important to us.
Prices are going to go up and down over the next 10, 15 years anyway, so it's regardless.
Exactly.
Is it expensive to stay in Spain? No.
No.
Not at all. Where we stay just now, it is cheap as chips for eating out. Probably too affordable to eat out compared to some places, but it is what it is. You can come down to like where we are today in Guardamar, and you might pay, I don't know, 2 or 3 euros more for a menu down there. It's not a lot of money. So is it expensive to live in Spain? No. But what the Spanish probably don't like is people that work remote and come in and spend more on property, and they can afford a higher cost of living. Got to remember, Spain is a low wage economy, so it depends what you're looking for in life. But is it expensive?
It's definitely cheaper than the UK. Absolutely. We couldn't go out and eat in restaurants 3-4 times a week in the UK. Of course we couldn't. But I think these questions are sometimes difficult to answer because it's all relative. We might go to a restaurant and think, well, that was really good value. Yeah. We might go to a restaurant and think, that was expensive for what it was. But somebody else will go in and say, oh, I thought that was cheap.
Yeah.
I didn't
Someone
think
that was on holiday.
It's relative to you. It's relative to the lifestyle that you have, what your income is and what you're willing to spend. And everybody's got a different budget in mind. So is it cheap? Absolutely, you can live very cheaply here in comparison to the UK. But yeah, it's relative. Like I say, it's a difficult question to answer, and we get asked that a lot. Question.
I would say one of the things that you look at as a comparison for expensive for living is car insurance. Now, the car insurance for us, for both of us, is around about €350 for the year.
It's important to say that includes your 24-hour roadside
Yeah, that
breakdown.
includes 24-hour roadside assistance, and I mean, it's just fabulous. And that has not went up in 4 years that we've been here. And we've got a newer car than what we first had when we moved here.
It's the
You've got to remember,
difference
in
of
Spain you insure
a
the
few
car,
years.
not the person.
So, Jem, who is the better cook out of you two? Well, obviously it's me.
Away, man. It depends on what we're cooking.
It depends what we're cooking. If he's making a curry,
Yeah.
he cooks a very, very good curry, and he does. If we're on our healthy eating binge and things like that, and if we're doing
It's you.
that's definitely me.
Yeah.
Definitely me.
If it's stodge and stews, it's
Yeah,
me.
it's you. If it's traditional home cooked, slow cooked stews and casseroles, it's you.
Yeah.
If it's things like fish and seafood, and
Yeah.
I make a good salad. Okay, Robbo, are you guys learning Spanish? And if so, what are you using and how are you going? Gracias.
Mi español es no muy bueno. And you? Oh, sorry. ¿Y tú?
We are learning, we're learning all the time. We've picked up quite a fair bit in the 4 years.
Yeah.
Barry sells himself short. He understands a lot more than he can speak. So when somebody is speaking to him in quite rapid Spanish, he picks out a lot more of it than I do. I might know more words than he does speaking Spanish, but he understands it better. We help each other. It's a process. We're learning all the time. Ideally, we want to be speaking more. Funnily enough, we talked about this the other day. When we lived in Torrevieja,
Yes.
we spoke more Spanish there than we do in the home that we're in now,
Yeah.
which is inland half an hour.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough.
Yeah, interesting enough.
Yeah.
And it's a Spanish
The
town.
most we've had to speak Spanish was when I was in the hospital recently.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I've spoke less Spanish in 10 months that we've been here
Yeah.
than
we did in 2 years in Tenerife.
Yeah, Tenerife,
Tenerife, Torrevieja.
She's
Why
thinking,
did I say Tenerife?
It's 'cause you're
we've
thinking
been
ahead.
We've been talking about Tenerife, haven't we?
Yeah. So then Lynn asked the question, how is Karen doing?
Thank you. I'm doing really well, actually. Quite a few people have asked, and I do appreciate that. Recovered well from the abdominal surgery. That's all gone really well. I'm back at the hospital next week for a checkup. We have, I'm not going to lie, we've made some significant changes to our life since I was in the hospital, our lifestyle. We have made a conscious effort to be a lot healthier with certain things. We are trying to exercise more. You know, I'm 50 this year. He's already way past it.
Not way past. Come on.
Just 2 years past it. So yeah, there's changes have been made. We still eat out, but we might be making healthier choices with the menus. You know, we're not knocking back pints and things. It's 1 or 2 drinks with a meal. There's no more bottles of wine with a meal when we go out. It's a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Little things like that. We have had to make some changes, but all the better for it. Feel fantastic. Looking forward to my checkup because I'm sure I'm going to get the big thumbs up from the surgeons. This is from Derek. I know Karen works from home. Yes, I do. What work are you doing, Barry? He says happy Sunday. You must have posted that on the Sunday.
So I still do some marble floor restoration. It's basically polishing marble floors. I take them back to having no shine on them whatsoever and then bring them back up. Due to my age, I want to give that up, and a big part of what I do online is obviously YouTube. Not so much this channel, but there is other channels that I do that do really well. And then there's also some online coaching that I do also through an online business that I have, and that is probably going to take up more of my time in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I want to get away from the manual labour due to the fact that I'm getting old.
You don't want to be doing that for much
You don't want to be
longer.
doing it, and you want to prolong your life as much as possible.
Yeah. So
And
it's
grinding
tough
marble
work.
floors isn't the easiest job in the world.
It's hard work.
And after doing it for the best
More
part
than
of 20
15,
years.
It's going on 20 years.
Going on 20 years. It takes it out on the knees and thumbs. And I want to live a long, happy life in Spain. And I think the work-life balance that the Spanish have, and the fact that I could do that a lot more if I'm just doing the online business. So that's the way forward for me. But I still love doing the marble floors, and there's still lots of marble floors jobs that have to be done this year.
Lined up to get done.
And I'm damn good at it. That's the thing.
Very good at it.
So yeah. And I'm very pernickety at it. So yeah, that's that question answered. Perfectionist.
This one from Patty. Oh, any regrets since leaving Scotland?
None.
None.
None whatsoever.
No.
No.
We've not looked back. We've had difficult times and we've overcome difficult
Yes.
times. We've gone through experiences that have tested us like to the limits.
Yeah.
As individuals, as a couple, as a partnership. But yeah, we've got through it.
Yeah.
I think the determination and our love for what we're doing and where we are
Yeah.
keeps us going. And each other.
Oh, how sweet.
Next one. What's the sweet spot to retire in Spain in terms of financials year on year? Ballpark figure in your opinion? That is a difficult question to answer. It's one of these ones we get asked a lot. How much money do you need to retire in Spain? It has changed so much since we moved here pre-Brexit, because talking from a UK perspective in a third country, so not just the UK, third country nationals, you need a visa, which means you need money in the bank. And that's a substantial amount of savings to be able to move these days. You can't just rock up with your pension coming in, and that's it. You can't just say, well, if I've got a holiday home out there, I'll just go and live in it. You need that visa to come and do it. It's all different. And again, we're back to this, what's expensive for one person is pretty cheap for somebody else. It's what we look at and think, oh, I'd never spend that on that. Someone from another country could come along, or somewhere else, another walk of life, and go, oh yeah, it's absolutely worth it. Everybody's different. It's difficult to give that budget. I recommend looking at the government websites, find out what those amounts are that you need for your visa, what you need in savings in the bank, and start from there. Can you afford it? Do you have that sort of money? Are you going to have these funds available? That's my opinion. It's a hard question to answer.
And the final question goes to Amanda.
Can you use Amazon when you're living in Spain? I'm not sure I can answer that question, Barry. I would have
You have
no
an
idea.
laugh.
Shopping online? Yes, you can. It's very easy. I've actually kept my UK account, but I opened a new Spanish account with a different email address. So I've got the two. All you've got to do though is change your region. You can keep your existing Amazon account and change your region to Spain. You can use Amazon.es. Works in exactly the same way. If you use a browser on your internet, not the Amazon app, but like say Chrome, Google Chrome, it will translate for you. Google Chrome Translate, that's the way I do it. So easy. Delivery is the same. It comes to the house, it comes to your door. You've got pickup points in various supermarkets, so you can do the same. Get it delivered to a pickup point. If you're not in, the courier will drop it off at the nearest collection point. You go and pick up your parcel. It's easy. Brilliant. Love it.
Yeah, too much. So that's the questions that people have been patiently waiting to get answered.
Waiting. Thank you.
Yes. Sorry it took so long, but like I
Yeah.
said, I haven't been feeling the greatest.
He's not. And we're kind of flying, but we're not flying by the seat of our pants. That's the wrong term. We're taking it a bit easier these days, and we're not putting too much pressure on ourselves to get these videos done as and when. So if things crop up, then sorry. I'm sure you appreciate that though.
Yeah, we needed a little break just
Life
from
is good.
our YouTube
Talking
channel.
of taking a little break, I just want to add on here. Sorry, Barry. I did have a major hiatus from social media. I took a long break, nearly a year from Instagram, but I'm back.
Yes.
So if you do want to, I know a lot of you follow Barry, if you want to follow my Instagram as well, and see lots and lots of food photos, then
Food photos.
Food photos,
Oh,
and
and maybe an insight into the book that you wrote.
Oh, right, okay, shut up.
She wrote a book and
So
she
yeah,
doesn't like talking about it.
I had a long break, and it was always Barry that did the social media side of things, but I will be joining him again. So
Yes.
Instagram is open.
Check out both our Instagram pages
Yeah.
underneath the description of this video.
KJ Escocesa is
And
mine.
mine's is
isn't it?
just at Barry J Livingstone. that's that.
Thank you for watching
Thank
and
you for
listening.
watching and listening.
Hopefully we didn't talk over the top of each other too much this time. Thank you. All those comments have been duly noted. We are trying. We are trying very hard.
It's YouTube. Get over it. It's not live television.
Shh, I'm talking.
What are you talking about? Anyway, there will be other videos coming up in the next week or so. I'll probably batter out quite a lot because it's coming up for the end of the month, and
Very, very hot here.
it's too hot. The phone kind of melts
is
during the day.
boiling.
I won't be doing as much of the walking about type videos. There'll be a lot
It's
of
harder.
different videos. There's a lot of competition out there for, and you need to step aside and sometimes just put out a little bit different content. And on that note,
Hasta luego.
hasta luego.